All right, on this episode of the LPDS, we get into some current events. We talk about some commercials that I've been seeing recently, and I want to rant about. We have what else do we have? We're talking about the upcoming alumni golf outing from my college baseball team that I'm traveling to and will be done with by the time this episode airs. And we have a pretty good Cage fact. So all that coming up right now. All right, jabronis, we're back. Welcome back to the Libretti Podcast Diary Show. I'm your host, Libretti. It's a show that talks about nothing but tries to find the lessons in everything. We have a good time doing it. Hope everybody had a good week. My week was short, and I'm recording this episode early in the week because, as mentioned earlier in the intro, we have our college baseball, Embry-Riddle College Baseball alumni golf outing going on this weekend. So by the time this episode is aired and you're listening or watching this, the weekend's over. I'll do a recap in the next episode on how it went. But obviously I can't record over the weekend because we're going to be busy doing stuff. And I don't want to bother all the guys and stop. We have a pretty tight agenda going on with what we're doing. So, we're not gonna stop to record an LPDS episode. Maybe I'll bring my stuff with me, my recording stuff, just in case somebody wants to get on camera. We'll see. Probably not, though. Anyway, you'll find all this out later on in the next couple of weeks, so be patient with that. But I am excited to see some of the fellas again get out there, stink it up at golf, get down to trashy Daytona again and have a good time. The Wet Cat put this event on. So it started out as, and I'll give you a quick little how you doing on the history of this. It started out as a pitchers and catchers alumni event. So every 2 years we have the full baseball alumni weekend where we have an actual game against each other for that weekend. And then every other year was the pitchers and catchers alumni golf outing, just for the pitchers and catching alumni. That was started back by several years ago by the pitching coach, Coach Thurno. And it was taken over when he left to go coach somewhere else. It was taken over by alumni Wet Cat. And he's been running with it ever since. Thurno has since come back as the interim head coach, as we talked about in previous episodes. But Wet Cat's still running the show right now, and he puts on a strong event. He gets a lot of involvement. He offers prizes for the golf outing for different competitions, overall team winners, longest drive, closest putt, whatever. So he does a good job. I think we do a dinner as well and some other stuff. So he's, shout out to the Wet Cat and shout out to Mrs. Wet Cat for supporting him in this effort. It's always a good time when people, when he does this stuff. So I'm excited for it, and I'll let you know how it goes when we get there. Moving on, another current event I have to talk about. It just came out. It's not even on my notes. It just came out. It was so new. People have probably seen it by now, though. But Marissa Tomei turned 60 years old, and she blew up the internet with her little celebration mini video, how you doing, of her in a dress, and she's kicking her leg up on her couch, and just looking tremendous. Just absolutely tremendous. 60 years old, and she looks like she's mid-30s. And I'm not joking. Maybe there was a filter on the video that I watched. so it smoothed the skin out, or she's wearing makeup. I don't know what it was, but she's looking mid 30s, maybe early 40s at oldest. But whoever she's married to, God bless him. I don't know how you pulled that off. She's one of the all-time greats. She's been my number one since I first laid eyes on her as a preteen when I didn't even know what was going on down below my equator. And you're married to her, fella. So congratulations to you. Great work, Marissa Tomei, taking care of yourself, being absolutely bodacious at age 60. 60 years old. That's 22 years older than me, and she looks my age. Now, maybe I look older. People have told me for years now that I looked like I'm 42 years old since basically middle school when I could grow a beard. So maybe that's not so much a compliment on me or her, but you're doing great. Marissa, keep up the great work. I love you. I always have. I always will. All right, moving on. There's been a couple commercials that have been coming out that I've been seeing. I usually am not a commercial guy. I usually watch streaming services or movies, TV shows on streaming or whatever, and there's no commercials. Or YouTube videos with also no commercials or stuff that you can skip. It's obviously Christmas time. The holy holiday triumvirate has been in effect. We're post-Thanksgiving, and most of you, if not all of you, already know. For me, that means when the TV's on and it's not a live sporting event or like a Barstool Sports video that I'm watching, because I'm addicted to that, it's Hallmark Christmas movies. That's the background of my entire house the rest of the season up through New Year's, most likely. That's all it's going to be. I had it on Thanksgiving when the creature came by. He was more than patient and accepting and non-judgmental about it. I even said, "Oh, we could change this. This is just on. I turn the TV on, and this is what I'm putting on automatically. So we could change whatever." He's like, "No, it's cool." So he was a good sport about it. I appreciate that, but that's what it's on. That being said, that's a regular cables channel, so it's got commercials, and I've been seeing these. They run the same commercials over and over again. Every commercial break. It's not just every day, once a day. It's every commercial break for every Hallmark movie, every day, all week. It's the same cycle of commercials. So I basically memorized some of these already. One of them you've probably seen in other channels that you watch and maybe on the internets too. I don't know if they play them on YouTube or not too, but it's the Mattress Firm commercials where they have people acting like complete degenerates and being completely disrespectful and breaking all the rules. And then the whole tagline is, "How do you sleep at night?" And the person says, "Oh, I sleep on a Mattress Firm mattress, so I'm sleeping all night long." And then the all night long song plays. Got it. I get the premise of it, but one of their commercials in particular really stepped over the line for me. And if you haven't seen it, I'll describe it to you. I don't know if I can get the link. If I find the link, I will put it up here on the right side of your screen in YouTube land. You can check it out yourself. I'm probably not going to do it, though. But this particular instance of the commercial, of the tag, was this guy, middle-aged jabroni, on an airplane, and he's wearing no shoes and no socks, and he's resting his disgusting hoof of a foot on the armrest of the seat in front of him. And the stewardess or flight attendant comes down the aisle and says, looks at this disgusting display and goes, "How do you sleep at night?" And then the guy goes, "Oh, I sleep on a mattress for a mattress, blah, blah, blah." Here are my problems with it. First and foremost, disgust. Like, you know how I feel about feet. That's despicable. That's disgusting. The second thing, and this is because it's the foot thing probably, is you're normalizing this action. And I know there's some other stuff that they do in different commercials for Mattress Firm. They have the lady riding on the shoulder in the middle of traffic, and some guy just says, "How do you sleep at night?" She's like, "Oh, I sleep on blah blah blah," all that, and nobody does anything else. They just let her go through, and I don't like that. I don't like the premise of the commercials in general because it's making it almost like, oh, it's okay that these people are doing that because they got Mattress Firm mattresses, so all's well that ends well. And I have a problem with most of these because if somebody's riding the shoulder like that in the middle of traffic on the highway, you better believe I'm going half in my lane and half in the shoulder to block them off. Now I know it's a lot easier for me because I drive a pickup truck, so it blocks more of the shoulder, and there's nothing that they can do about it. Hit my truck. I'm begging you, hit my truck. Go ahead, see what happens. Nothing's gonna happen to my truck. Trust me. People have hit it before, and the truck survives, and your car doesn't. So do that all you want, but I'm not allowing that, and I'm certainly not allowing anybody to put their bare foot anywhere even near my armrest or my seat or my vicinity on an airplane. In fact, when I see somebody doing that, and I've seen it before, I say something. Stop walking around barefoot on an airplane. Stop putting it in other people's business. That's disgusting. It's rude as it is to put your arm or part of your body in general on somebody else's seat on an airplane, especially the one in front of you. If you're like trying to stand up and you're grabbing the top of the seat in front of you and you're pulling it down, that's rude and disrespectful in and of itself. And that's just a hand. Now you're going to put your disgusting foot up there. You're just going to hang it up on there and rest it. No way. There is no way I would ever allow that without saying something. And again, even if I see somebody not doing it, not putting it on somebody's armrest and just sitting, on the ground with them like that, I still say something. Hey, put your socks back on at least. Like, this is not your home. This is not your goddamn living room. This is a public venue. People paid money to be on here, to fly from one place to another, not to see your disgusting, despicable, not clean hooves on their armrest or anywhere in their visual range. Put your socks on. I don't even like when you know how I am about feet anyway, and you know how I am about people in airports that go sockless through the TSA. Even if you're wearing flip-flops, I don't like that. But if you keep the flip-flops on and you keep your feet planted to the ground and not on somebody's armrest, whatever. You shouldn't be resting your leg on somebody else's seat to begin with. Shoe or no shoe, doesn't matter. You don't do that. But to take your shoe off and then take your sock off, you're in a public place. You're in an aircraft, a commercial airliner. You're not at your house. You're not in your bathroom. What the hell makes you think that's a normal, okay thing to do? You ought to be ashamed of yourself. It's disgusting. Now, I always try to be professional and courteous on my initial pushback of it, because I don't want to cause a whole do-to-do. But I do make my communication pretty clear. Hey, sir, can you please put your socks back on at least? This is a commercial airline. This is a commercial flight. This is not your home. This is not a private flight. Please do us the courtesy of being a respectful member of society. Because I don't want trouble. You don't want trouble. You just want the problem solved. So I try to navigate and lead through it in the most effective way that's going to solve the problem for everybody. And more often than not, they'll put their socks back on. Most of them put their shoes back on too. But I also have no problem going to the mattresses for this one. No pun intended on the Mattress Firm commercial. If somebody is doing that and they're fighting me, I'll strategically wait until the aircraft is in the air. Usually that's when people do it anyway. Once we take off, that's when they think, oh, I can relax now. But I'll make sure I strategically wait till we're in the air because now I'm not going to get tossed off the flight if things get sporty. But I promise you this. If you respond back to me in a rude tone or further disrespect the people around you by snapping back and being sarcastic or an asshole about it, you pick the wrong guy to try to tough talk down. Okay? Because I don't accept disrespect from people. Even if somebody's can beat the shit out of me. I don't care. I'll get my ass beat up, but I'm going down swinging. I'm not going down. They're going to know I disrespected the wrong guy. And B, it's the foot stuff. It's your foot. Put that shit away. You are not in the right. Okay? You can act like an asshole in response all you want, but you're in the wrong. And I guarantee you, not only will I win over the flight attendants there, I'm going to win over the entire airplane, the whole crowd. Because not only am I right here, I'm going to do it in an effective, mature manner, so you're not even going to be able to argue, well, this person was being an asshole about it. No, I was polite and I was courteous. I asked you nicely to do something you should already be doing. Putting your disgusting foot away. So you're going to lose. So your best bet would just be to sock back up and shut up. And be thankful that you weren't dealing with somebody with serious PTSD who doesn't know how to handle things effectively and maturely like I do. Or like we do in the LPDS. But damn it, Mattress Firm, if you keep pulling this shit, you're just going to normalize people doing stupid, disgusting shit like this. So I'm asking you nicely, Mattress Firm. I bought my last mattress from you guys. I've had it for quite some time. It's a Tempur-Pedic. It was the best of the best at the time, and it still holds true. So thank you for that. But I'm begging you, as nicely and politely as possible, stop making these commercials. They are not making people want to buy mattresses from you. Nobody wants to be associated with the driving on the shoulder crowd or the foot on the airplane crowd. Okay? Because those are the people apparently buying mattresses from Mattress Firm. The worst of the worst. The most hated and despised people in the first world. So I'm begging you, please, change your marketing tactics. If you need help, I'll provide help with you on different marketing tactics that's going to be effective for people to buy mattresses. I can't imagine more people are watching these commercials and are like, oh, yeah, I want to be like that asshole. And sleep like a baby and absolutely be hated by everybody in life. Got to pick a different marketing tactic because that foot thing was absolutely over the line. That's all I have to say about that. The next commercial I saw was in a similar vein, but different sort of subject matter, I guess you could say. This was for whole body deodorant, which I'm on board for. Okay, I like deodorant. I use it. I think everybody should use it. And we've talked about this in the past, especially in the gym, in the fitness world. One of the Stugatzes in the fitness community are the people who don't ever use deodorant or clearly don't shower much, and they stink up the whole place. So I'm on board with deodorant, especially in full body is great. That's a newer thing. The past couple of years has been getting big for people. My problem with the commercial was the first thing they tried to do in their messaging was let you know that it's okay to smell bad. Now, they twisted the verbiage a little bit and they said, we're human beings and we all smell like human beings, and that's okay to smell like a human. But if you're smelling a little too human, use this full body deodorant in all these different hard to reach places so you don't smell like it, so you can mask your human smell. Here's my problem with it. Again, I'm big on deodorant. I'm really more big on showers and hygiene. So I don't necessarily like the fact that full body deodorant is going to be used, absolutely going to be used by these lazy people, these lazy, disgusting people that don't like to shower, and this will be their, oh, well, I could just use this instead. I don't like that, but I'm pro deodorant. What I'm not pro is this idea that people who smell like shit, it's a humanly smell. Sorry, it's not. It's just not. Okay? I've done some pretty intense working out before. Very intense physical activity. And I've gotten to the point where I've stunk. Where you get sweaty and nasty and you stink and you have BO, body odor. That's what BO is, folks. Body odor. It's not human smell. Human smell is when you're clean and you're not sweaty and overexerting yourself and creating that disgusting body odor. It's just your normal human smell. This is not what this is. This is you smell like shit, or you smell like onions, or whatever you're eating and taking in. And when you exert out in physical activity, you're sweating, or if it's hot out and you're sweating, because a lot of people are not doing physical activity. They're just fat and out of shape, and then it's hot out, and then you sweat more. Got it? That's not a human smell. I'm sorry. That is as a result of what you're putting into your system. And that's where I have the problem, because we're all different, clearly. And wouldn't you know it, the people who are the smelliest and the most aggressive and the least hygienic also put the most disgusting, unhealthy shit into their bodies. Their diet's horrible. It's filled with nonsense and malarkey and garbage, and then that emanates out. And of course, they're clueless and not mindful of it. At the very least, here at the LPDS, we're mindful. If I'm eating a meal, if I'm making an Italian meal especially, I'm mindful of the garlic situation in that meal and who I'm going to be eating around and where we're going. If we're going to an Italian restaurant or even out to eat, whatever I order, I'm as mindful as possible about that. And if I know I'm eating something heavy on the garlic or whatever, I'm bringing mints, I'm bringing gum, whatever I got to do to minimize what I'm projecting out of my body. And of course, these people are not. And that's not okay. And it has nothing to do with your humanly smell. I got it. Humans have a smell. Got it. Fine. It's the lack of consideration. And the verbiage and the message of this commercial was basically saying it's okay. Not only is it okay, we're just going to lump this under as you can't help it. No matter what you do, this is just a thing that happens, and there's nothing you can do about your smell being not like shit or like rotten onions or eggs. When it is very much well within your control in a lot of different ways. There are some ways it's not. I get it. Some people emanate different, more aggressively than others. I understand that. Some people sweat more naturally than others, even if they're not doing physical activity. I understand that. But don't say the Joey Bag of Donuts over here who smells like absolute shit just smells like a regular human. He does not. That's not what a regular human smells like. I smelled humans before. Look at the size of this schnoz. You think I don't smell what humans smell like? I could smell a human on the other side of the Mississippi River. And I could tell you what they don't smell like. Shit or BO or onions or eggs or other disgusting things that most of these people in question smell like. So let's cut the crap here. Again, in your commercial, in your marketing. And if you really want to market, tell them it's not okay. Hey, you over there who eats nothing but tofu and hard-boiled eggs. You stink. You want to stop from stinking and scaring everybody away? Use this full-body deodorant. This will help a little bit until you can get your gut health figured out. Because it's not okay to emanate that level of funk to all those around you. And if you do smell like that, you should probably get checked out. There is something going on in your body that's not right. You should not be smelling that badly. There is a stark difference between natural odors that emanate from our body and what you smell like. You should go get checked. You should adjust your diet. You should go to a doctor. And you should definitely use the hell out of some body deodorant. But by no means does that mean it's okay to smell like that. You could just mask it with this. Don't worry about it. It's okay that you smell like that. No, it's not. It's not okay. It's not only unhealthy for you because your system is all out of whack, it's completely inconsiderate of all those around you. And if we're nothing else here at the LPDS, we try to be as considerate to others as humanly possible. So for those commercials, I think it was Secret brand deodorant, and I think they have the other one called Luby or something like that. She doesn't, the doctor lady who created the Luby one, I forgot what it's called. I think it's called Luby. She does not market that way. She's got a different marketing strategy altogether. But Secret was like, yeah, it's okay to smell like this. This is just a human smell. No, it's not a human smell. I promise you, it's not. Okay? If you go to any hygienic human being, they will not smell like a hot bag of rotting shit. They just won't. So that's my problem with the commercials these days. I'm done ranting. I'm done negating the big three. And I'm not going to be a shitty negative person anymore. Now we can get into the good stuff. So let's step into the cage.
Okay, let's run.
Today's Into the Cage segment is proudly sponsored by Lenny's Leg Lube. Are you a physically active person, always on the move, or a mega fat whose thighs are up together with every movement you make, and you're tired of dealing with the raging chafe burns and the Gold Bond just isn't cutting it anymore? Then get yourself some Lenny's Leg Lube today. Lenny has created an all-new bacon grease-based serum that, when applied, turns your thighs from fire-starting crotch rotters to a slip and slide, the likes of which you only see in those stepmom and stepson new room massage porno scenes in a matter of seconds. That was a mouthful. And it comes in an easy-to-apply lube stick so you can rub it on immediately upon the first signs of chafe. So to get lubed up by Lenny today, visit www.lubemelenny.com and use the promo code SerumSavior. You'll get 29% off your first Lenny's Lube stick. I had some recent thigh chafe. I was hitting the treadmill. I did a workout and I was getting some steps on the tread. And lately my thunder thighs have been getting bigger. And it was a little chafe action. And I wear the compression shorts, so that keeps things tight and full of friction, so there's a little bit of rub. And it was getting to the point where the body, the baby powder I used was starting to not have an effect anymore. So I could go for some of that Lenny's Lube, leg lube right now. Anyway, that's it. This sponsor stinks. All right, the cage fact. Miley Cyrus, big timer. We all know Miley Cyrus probably. Hannah Montana, and other stuff. She recently revealed that she was trying to do a musical movie remake of Nic Cage's movie Mandy, which is the whole, his girlfriend or wife was kidnapped and he went on a revenge tour to kill the guys who got her and all that stuff. And she wanted to make a musical movie remake of this where she starred as Nic Cage's character. And she wanted to make it a musical because she's a singer, and she said in the interview, I wanted to play Nic Cage as that character, but I wanted to give it my flair a little bit because I'm a singer, so I wanted to play to my strengths too and make it a musical version. It never materialized, and I don't know if it's ever going to, but that just shows how great Nic Cage is. That people of different genres of fame and celebrity are doing what they're trying to take his greatness and bring it to their genre. Now, I don't like musicals. I'm trying to think if there's any musical I actually enjoy, and I can't think of any off the top. Maybe Grease 2 is probably my favorite musical movie. I just don't. I just can't. I can't get into them. The whole break out into song, it's not my thing at all, whatsoever, ever. So, not my thing. But I would have seen this because I would have liked to have seen how Miley Cyrus depicted how she views Nic Cage, and then the music stuff is on her. She's got musical talent in her own, so that would have been fine, I'm sure. But I would have loved to have seen her depiction of a Nic Cage character. Especially the Mandy movie was a great one. It's an independent film. I don't know if it's on any streaming or not, but tremendous film. And he has several, wild Nic Cage moments in it too. So I would have liked to have seen Miley Cyrus do that. I'm a fan of Miley. I like her. A lot of people give her shit. She's had a very not strange, not compared to other celebrities, but a strange career. Child actor on Disney, Hannah Montana, all these different relationships and this and that, and she's doing really well these days. She's really, A-list, big timer these days. So I would have liked to have seen her play that part. But yeah, anyway, that's the Cage fact. All right, moving over to the junction. We'll spin the logo up. This might be a quick one. I don't have much to say here on this particular thing, but I guess you can call this not really a Stugotz of the week, but as I'm sure you're all tracking, it's the end of the year, so that means the Spotify Wrapped lists are coming out. Now, I have very mixed feelings about the Spotify Wrapped list. Now, if you're not tracking, I think Apple Music does it too. It basically collects all the data of, excuse me, of the music you listen to on their app. So whether you're an Apple Music person or a Spotify, I don't know if YouTube does it, probably not. But it just tracks all what you listen to. And it provides you this sort of wrapped up package and slideshow of what you listen to the most, what artists you listen to the most, what songs you listen to the most, the total amount of minutes, how many days in a row you might have listened to the same artist or song or whatever. All these different stats and data points on your music choices for the year. And for whatever reason, I have no problem with that. I like seeing it. For whatever reason, the internet blows up and loves it. And everybody has to post their Spotify Wrap shit on their social media, on their TikToks, on their Instagram stories, Facebooks, all of that. As if we care about what they listen to. Which, again, is fine. I don't particularly care about what other people listen to. But to each their own. A lot of people don't care about this show and what I have to say or what I do with my life, and I still put it out there. So I'm not one to judge on that. It's interesting to me how it's become so popular to post about it. That's, I guess, what my question or what I don't understand, what I don't really get. Mainly because I'm probably too hard on myself in my mind, and I'm trying to get better at this. Obviously, I'm continuously working through to become to understand my value and my worth more, and not degrade myself, and not have that negative self-talk and all that stuff. But historically, my brain has always been, who gives a shit about what I listen to? Why would I want to put that out there? Nobody cares. I'm not going to waste people's time with that. So, like I said, obviously I'm trying to get better at that. I post this every week. And clearly nobody likes it except for the 12 of you in the junction in the LPDS universe. So thank you for that. But so I think that's why there was a disconnect of like, why has this become so popular? Everybody posts about it. I don't understand why. The only thing that was interesting to me or sort of funny to me was when I see the commonalities between what I've listened to and what my close friends listen to. Now, my close friends have not posted this stuff. I don't think I've seen any of my friends or anybody in the LPDS universe post their Spotify raps on the internets. We just exchanged them privately through like DMs and texts and stuff like that. I talked to the Creature. We all know the guest, LPDS, frequent guest, the Creature. I showed him mine because if you remember months ago, earlier in the year, maybe back in January, I don't even remember exactly when it was, but I talked about the song Disturbed covered Sound of Silence that the band Disturbed did a cover on, the original Simon and Garfunkel one. And I talked about how I was obsessed with it. I was listening to it all day, every day on repeat, like a maniac. So I got that recommendation initially from the Creature. So I showed him, hey, it's here's my Spotify Wrapped, and wouldn't you know it, it's basically the Rocky soundtrack, a bunch of Creed songs, and Sound of Silence by Disturbed. It said, and so much so that it said my most listened to band was Disturbed, and I only listened to one song of theirs. And it was that song. And it was like, the streak was like 171 days in a row or something, 180 days in a row. I listened to that same song at least one time. And the amount of minutes was astronomical. And Creature sent me his, and he's like, yep, right there with you. He goes, I haven't listened to the song in a couple months, and it blew everything else out of the water for me as well. So we shared a laugh about that, and it was funny. And I got some others from other people, the Swifties. My friends who were Swifties are like, oh yeah, Taylor Swift, no shit. So it's fun in that regard to see what commonalities we have in that. My issue with this, and I guess where the Stugatsis of the week come in, are the people who post this and don't seem to have an understanding of what the information is in front of them. And that's what I'm trying to. I'm gonna try to clarify. This is the lesson we're gonna try to teach in this moment. I see people posting, and they post a screenshot, and it says like Taylor Swift, Beyonce. Probably not. If you're a Taylor Swift fan, you probably don't like Beyonce nearly that much. I think she's overrated, as you know. Whatever else, in your top 5 and songs and all that crap. And then they say, and I've seen this several times, like, this is so me. They'll put in the caption, this is so me. Yeah. It's a conglomeration of data of the songs you listen to throughout the year, you stupid humphead. Now, I apologize for the name calling. That was uncalled for. But that's what this is. The Spotify Wrapped has just been, it's a PowerPoint presentation for you tracking your data, what you've already done, data points of songs you listen to and bands you listen to. So no shit, this is so me. It is only you. This is what you did. This is not Spotify guessing, oh, based on what you've listened to in the past, this is the personality trait we think you have. You're a Swiftie. You're a hairband guy. They're not doing that. They're not making any sort of fun opinions on you. They're not saying like, oh yeah, you're a real, rap enthusiast. No. All it's doing is spitting out the shit that you listened to already for the year. It's saying, hey, you listened to Creed the most this year. This is you. This is what you listened to. You open the app on your phone, and this is what you picked, and this is what we tracked. No shit, it's you. So I don't understand where these people are posting, oh, this is so me. Oh, are you surprised? Like, this is a real shock. No, nobody's surprised. We watched you do it all year. This is what you listened to. This is what you posted about. This is not some revelation here or some personality trait that Spotify is discovering for you. All it's doing is saying, hey, dickhead, this is what you listened to this year. Let's see what you listen to next year. That's it. It's showing you what you've already done. So I don't understand why people are acting so surprised and like, oh, this is so me. I'm such a Taylor Swiftie. Yeah, no shit. You listened to 4,400 minutes of Taylor Swift songs this year. This is not Spotify guessing and creating a persona for you. This is them telling you it's math. We added up the minutes, and this is what the numbers came out. It's just analytics. It's statistics for you. No predictions, no anything, nothing. This is not like, hey, take this BuzzFeed quiz, and we'll tell you what Harry Potter class you should belong to. Or whatever the sorcery class. Are they called classes or groups? Like if you're a Hufflepuff, what is that? What family you're in? I don't know. Whatever class. It's not doing that. It's not like, oh, I like blue and I'm a nice guy and I'm a beta, so I must be, well, I don't even know what the names are. I like Harry Potter, but I'm not that into Harry Potter. So Hufflepuff, Slytherin. What's the other shit? I don't know. Anyway, that's not what this is. That's not even that. It's not even like do this quiz and find out your personality trait. Take this Myers-Briggs and we'll tell you if you're introverted or extroverted. Take this love quiz and we'll tell you your compatibility with hot moms in your local area. It is nothing like that. It is, you did this already and we added the math, we added the numbies up for you. Here you go. So I am very worried about those people who posted about it and are shocked and surprised. They're like, oh, this is so me. I can't believe it. I can't believe I'm such a Swiftie or I love Creed. You did this every day for a year. What are you shocked about? I'm worried about you people that posted this and acted so surprised and acted like this is a personality trait. It's not. It's just math. It's just statistics. It's analytics. Now, if you want to sit down and talk about predictions of what you're going to be into next year in the music community, as far as what you listen to and enjoy, we can have that's a different conversation, and we can make a guess. If you want to pay me to look at your Spotify Wrapped and then give you a prediction of what you're going to listen to next year, I will do that for you. And then you could be shocked and surprised and tell me if I'm spot on or this is so me or not even close, pal, or whatever it is. We could do that, no problem. Just let me know. But I need you to take an LPDS step back and understand before you get all up in a tizzy or think you have to become something else now because you listen to 4,500 minutes of the Rocky soundtrack that you have to become Rocky. You don't have to do any of that. I just need you to understand, or I'm requesting you understand that this is simply data collection of the stuff you've already done. Okay? You're already a Rocky enthusiast. You're already a Creed enthusiast. You're already a Swiftie. You probably should have known that. And if you didn't figure that out, again, reach out to me. We can get you the leadership development training so that you become more aware of yourself and your surroundings. Situational awareness, self-awareness. Those are key leadership traits to have in this world if you want to be a better leader in life. So come to me and we could talk about that and we can get you on the right path. So when next year's Spotify Wraps comes out, you're not in shock and awe and you're not giggly and laughing like, oh, this is my personality trait. It's not. It's not that big. It's not a thing. It's just data points. And you're going to post and you're going to be like, yeah, no shit, Spotify. I know what I listen to. Thank you for this. I appreciate it. I was once living in the dark, and then the LPDS in conglomeration, in cooperation with Spearhead Leadership has shown me the light. And now I understand that this is just data points from the past and not predictions of the future. And I don't have to act so shocked or surprised or flabbergasted by the idea that I listen to the songs that I listen to. You hit the button on the app each day to listen to those songs every day. And all Spotify is doing is showing you, we put this in a year long. We counted the times each day for a whole year, and here you go. That's all it is, folks. It's fun to show commonalities of like, oh, you liked Creed too? That's awesome. I love Creed. One Last Breath, baby. Can you take me higher? Probably the best halftime show in all of NFL Super Bowl history. Creed. Oh, yeah, you like Rocky? That's awesome. Share that. Be like, hey, anybody else listen to the Rocky soundtrack 134 times this year? Or is it just me? And see if anybody else has done that. Anybody else play the same singular song on repeat for 180 plus days in a row? Cool. Me too. That's what I did. Share that. That's great. Collaborate and share that and build your community of people that have common musical interests in you. But don't act like Spotify discovered a new personality for you, a new persona. This is so me. Yeah. We know. And that's all I got today, folks. Just a lot of ranting and raving, not following number 2 of the big 3 like a complete hypocrite. I got to get better at that, but I also feel like this stuff had to be said for the 12 of you to listen and you know, give me your feedback, be critical or agree with me, whatever you want to do. That's fine by me too. But before we go, very quickly, the big 3. I'm a hypocrite. The 3 pillars of staying strong and being a better, happier, kinder, less stressed, healthier, more genuine human being, and spreading that positivity and goodness to all those around you and throughout the land. Number 1, exercise every day. Do something every day to improve your physical, mental, or emotional fitness and health and wellness. So whether it's hitting the gym for a full exercise, a full workout, going for a walk after a meal, doing push-ups during commercial breaks, or reading a book, breaking that mental sweat, or doing yoga, meditating, praying, breath work for the emotional side of the house. Exercise every day to improve your physical, mental, or emotional health, wellness, and fitness. Number 2, the hardest one to do, don't be a shitty person, be a kind person. Even in my rant of negativity, I still try to rein it in. But that's just proof positive of how difficult this is. That's why I say it's the toughest one to do, because you get on one and you just go off of that blind emotion, that blind rage. And what we got to try to do each and every day is take that LPDS step back, detach from those emotions, and omit ourselves from the situation so that we minimize the negativity in the world and we can now have the capacity to go focus on more positive, productive things with our lives. Sometimes this stuff is funny to me and entertaining, so I do the little mental gymnastics in my head on why it's okay to rant and rave, but it's really not that good, folks. So I have to be better at that. Number 3, the most important one, be genuinely thankful and grateful for all the good you have in your lives. And we have good lives. If you're listening to this or you're watching this on YouTube, you have a pretty good life. And you should be thankful for that. And if you're having a hard time with that gratitude, just try schedule it in your calendars. At least one time a day. It takes 1 minute to actively think about one good thing in your life, or a good person, or a good experience, and what your life would be like without that thing. It's gone. Toilets, gone. Can't go to the bathroom anymore. Gone. And I'll think about how shitty your life would be like without that thing, without toilet. That'll immediately put you in a state of gratitude. When you try to figure out, how am I supposed to go to the bathroom like a human being, like a mature human being, if I don't have toilet? That would suck. Bam. Gratitude right there. You feel it in your body. It's not just a mental thing. You can feel your body chemistry change. Like the chemicals are surging through your body. You feel it change you in that moment. And just do that once every day. And then as your muscle memory gets stronger, you do it 2 times a day, and then 3, and then 4. You just keep doing it. And if you couple that with not being a shitty person or being a kind person, and you couple that with exercising every day, and you do those 3 things, or try to work your ass off to do those 3 things a little bit each and every day, I promise you guys, you'll be a better, happier, kinder, less stressed, healthier, more genuine human being. You'll be able to spread that positivity and goodness to all those around you and throughout the land. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and tell your friends and enemies, and hit that hotline, 202-670-1114. Haven't gotten hotline calls in a while. I missed the hotline calls. Give me the hotline calls, 202-670-1114. Thank you guys again. I love you all. Stay strong.